time I was reading the book, The Miracle Morning, and he said, say this to yourself. Instead of saying I'm not a morning person or I can't do this or this is too hard for me, try saying this. Say, I'm so excited for waking up tomorrow at 5 a.m. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. Now listen, I was lying to myself when I said it. I didn't believe it. But the moment I said it, it planted a seed into my subconscious mind and it gave it an assignment. It's almost like I programmed my internal alarm clock. And the assignment was we're getting up tomorrow at 5 a.m. and we're going to be excited. Even though I didn't consciously believe it, the spoken words still seeped into my subconscious, and I woke up at 4:57 a.m. that day, and I've never needed an alarm clock since.
Hi guys, welcome back to The Alchemists with Evan Rundle. Today I have somebody who I've been interested in interviewing for almost 3 years now. He is the CEO and founder of The Morning Hero. He has converted tens of thousands of night owls like myself into morning heroes. Jarvis Leverson, how you doing today, man?
Let's go. What's going on? What are we doing here? Let's get after it.
Let's get after it. Here to talk, here to inspire the people. Before the show, you were talking about impact versus influence. I love that expression. But let's just dive right in, man. Tell me about The Morning Hero and what that means to people.
Wow. The Morning Hero, it's an identity. And it means get up and get after it every damn day. I was not a morning hero most of my life. I was a night hero, or a night villain, I should say. That's more the opposite. The four heroes, the night villain. I was the night villain for most of my life, and I always kind of hid behind this identity that it's my circadian rhythm. I'm more creative at night. I get more stuff done. I need that me time to relax and to kind of refuel and recharge. And kind of how the Morning Hero was born was I was in sales, and I was a top producer in sales rep for a Fortune 500 company. My background is in tech. I'm a computer engineer by school. I went to University of Illinois. Shout out to Chicago. But I went to University of Illinois for computer engineering, and then I went and worked for a tech company to do sales. And so I spent 10 years doing software and hardware sales, and I was really good at it, making a lot of money. But I started to develop these pretty nasty habits where I come home and pour myself a drink every night. Just kind of deal, like my day was just so chaotic and like just dealing and coping with the day. My coping mechanism was to come home and just let my hair down. And so I'm pouring off a drink every night. I'm going out and hanging out with friends. And it started to spiral out of control. Like my end of night coping mechanisms started to take over, and next thing you know, I'm going in to work drunk and hungover. I'm not the best version of myself at this point. I had a beautiful girlfriend. We had this floor to ceiling windows overlooking the water, penthouse in downtown San Diego. But I'm coming home late from hanging out with friends. I'm drunk all over. I'm not the best boyfriend, and I'm not the best, employee in my company anymore. And it all kind of came to a climax. One day, my boss called me in and says, Jarvis, I don't think you're the best fit for our team anymore. And in that same week, my girlfriend at the time says, I'm not sure you're the best fit for my life anymore. And in 1 week, I went from having it all. I had the car, the money, the toys, the penthouse overlooking the water, to I was literally on the street. I packed up my things, I walked out, and I had a duffel bag, all my stuff in it. I'm walking the streets of San Diego, knocking on my friend's door saying, hey, is it okay if I stay here tonight? And I did that for 3 months, where I just bounced from couch to couch until I wore my welcome out, until eventually I had to kind of face the music and move back home to my mom. And this is when I was in my mid-30s. So at this point, I'm 35 years old. I had to go back to my childhood home as a 35-year-old man, and that was a serious punch in the gut into my pride. And I had to really start all over again. And the turning point for me was, one day I'm sitting in the basement of my mom's couch, and I get this. Two things happen. One, while I'm there, I end up tearing my Achilles, and now I'm in a full leg cast. And so all this stuff had to happen. I was down and out. I thought I was at my rock bottom. I get I tripped and I tore my Achilles, and I have a full leg cast. So I'm literally on the couch and I can't move in the basement for 3 months. with my leg laid up and I can't move at all. And then I get a notification from LinkedIn and it says, go check out Eric's new profile or his new job title. And so, LinkedIn, they share these updates from all the people in your network. And it says, go check out Eric's new job title. And Eric was my lab partner when I was at the University of Illinois. And we did all of our computer assignments together. We did all our tests together. Like, we graduated with the exact same grades. We both went to go work for tech companies and we both were in sales. Me and him were both on the exact same trajectory in life. And then that was like 15 years prior. So I hadn't talked to him for 15 years. And now I get this notification say, go check out Eric's new job title. And here I am, down, I'm homeless, I'm broken, in my mom's basement with a broken leg and my foot up, can't do anything, deep depression. And now it says, hey, go give Eric a high five. And I go look at his profile, and Eric is now the CTO of this like software logistics company. And I go to his Instagram and I start stalking him like any normal, rational human being would. Yeah. And he's got this beautiful home on the lake and they have a boat and they're going out on these fancy vacations and he's donating to charities and he is living to his full potential. And there I was, broken, homeless on my mom's couch. And it was this like slap in the face, and it was at that moment I like heard God say, it was like, he showed me a mirror of what my life could have been like. He's like, this is what I had in store for you. It's like, get your ass off that couch. Right? I didn't build you to just be a waste of space. I built you for more, to do more, to be more, to have more, to pursue more than what you're doing. You're wasting everything I gave you. Get off that couch. And that moment for me, like, that was a turning point. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Hell no. I ain't gonna waste my life away, like waste the potential that was putting me. And so I started, and so that next, I was like, tomorrow I'm getting up 5 a.m. Because at that point, I'm waking up I had no job. I got nothing going for me. All right, waking up at 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Sure. It's like I'm waking up at 5 a.m. And that next morning, I woke up at 4:57 a.m. with no alarm clock. Like I set my alarm clock for 5 a.m. I woke up at 4:57, 3 minutes before my alarm clock went off. And it was the first time in my life I had ever experienced peace. There was no phone buzzing. There was no notifications dinging. There was no news breaking. There was no dogs barking. There was no kids laughing. There was no noise. The birds wasn't even up here. There was no birds chirping. It was dark and quiet and peaceful. And that was the first time I truly could like hear the voice of God. Because like I think our lives are so busy and so loud and so noisy that all around us, we had answers and we have inspirations and we have things, golden nuggets and things being taught, trying nudges and that little birdie or your gut intuition. Like all day long, we have these existential forces talking to us, but our lives are so noisy, we can't hear it. And so that moment was the first moment I could actually hear the guidance. And I closed my eyes and I just started soaking it in, and I opened and I started journaling and I started mapping out a business plan. And then I started like putting the action plan together and I started seeing the vision come to life. And then I said, okay, and I mapped it out and I planned out what I had to do for the day. And then I did the first 3 things that was on that list. And so it was the first time I truly experienced peace. There was no emails coming in. There was no text messages flying. There was no kids crying, no dogs barking. The birds weren't even up yet. I was up before the birds. And I just remember I sank into that stillness and that silence, and I prayed and I got connected to my creator, and then I felt like I got clarity, and I started writing a business plan, and that business plan I then looked at it and I then turned into some actions. Okay, well, if that's what was just handed to me, if that's what I'm going to produce, what do I need to do? How do I accomplish that? And I broke it down to an action plan. Then I did the first 3 things on the list, and then I went into the gym. My mom had a total gym. I don't know if you remember, this is back in like back in the day. There's these total gyms where it was all body weight. And so even with a full leg cast, I went and I did a full workout routine on this total gym. And then I finished with that. I got some water. I did a little protein shake and I look up at the clock and it was 7 in the morning. No one was even up yet. And it's like, I felt like I had a full day. Like I had already won the day before anyone else had even gotten up yet. And it was like that morning I turned into a hero. And every morning I would get up and I would have this quiet practice with myself and I would go do some exercise and I would turn into a hero. Every morning I would turn into a hero. And that's how the morning hero was born.
Let's go. Love that too. What a story. And I do remember the total gyms. Yeah. What was it? I think it was like Chuck Norris or somebody. Hey, it's yours.
Yeah. Well, the body weights. Look, the tries, you can get a really good workout, just body weights, 100%. There's little pullings. And so it was like the perfect thing for me because so my leg was all, and the fact that I was in a cast, it made me heavier. Mm-hmm. So it actually made it feel like an even harder work. I was sitting there doing these bench presses with my leg up at a 90-degree angle. But yeah, that's how the morning hero was born.
Love that.
And then I just started sharing my story online. From there, I ended up building an app company. I ended up going into real estate and then built a commercial real estate practice. So I built 2 businesses. I lost 30 pounds. Once my leg healed, I lost 30 pounds. I got into the best shape of my life. Then by me slowly but surely, I can move back to San Diego. And by me becoming the best version of myself, I attracted love back into my life. So the girl that we broke up, we ended up getting back together. Now we're married. I have 2 of the most amazing children in the world. And so like every area of my life flourished all because of this one concept: I'll win the morning. And when I won the morning, I found that I won the day. And you start piecing together winning days, you start to build a winning life. And so that's really what it means to be a morning hero. Is you wake up and you win every damn day. And that's really now that's what I do for the world. I try to inspire the world to take me up on this challenge, to get up a little earlier and win the morning. Because when you do that, I guarantee you every result you want will start to come light.
That was incredible, man. Thank you for sharing that. What a journey.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
This was 7 years ago.
Oh, wow. And 7 years you've never missed.
One of my taglines is every damn day. So if you go to my Instagram or my Instagram is the.morninghero, you'll see kind of this recurring message every damn day, which is this message of consistency. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if it's your birthday, you're on vacation. Results come from the actions you take every damn day. And so I believe you should have a set of non-negotiables in your life that you don't deviate from. For me, this is one of the non-negotiables. It's every damn day. I don't miss a day. And so, and it's, at this point, it's like, it's so ingrained in my spirit that I can't sleep in if I want to. I try. We just came back from Hawaii. I try to sleep in. I'm like, okay, we're in Hawaii. I'm going to relax. I'm going to, take it easy. No, 3:45. My eyes open and my brain turns on and it's like, okay, get up, let's go. What are we waiting for? Like there's a world out there. That's what I got to do. What are we there? Yeah. So much out there. It's right. So, I mean, and it's still because my philosophy is that you need to have at least an hour of undistracted alone time to yourself every morning. And so, and that applies even if you're on vacation, even on the weekends. So for now, especially now that I'm a dad and, my weekend is really dedicated to family and kids. If I wake up right into my kids, to them, and I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old and they are rambunctious. Right. And if I wake up right into them, like jumping in my bed, I am not the best father for them. I'm not super dad. I'm irritable, I'm low patience, I'm moody, right. I'm quick. They deserve better. And so they deserve, I owe it to them to still get up early. Even though it's a Saturday, I still get up at 4 a.m. because they wake up around 5:30. Sure, they're morning heroes too. Yeah, ready to go. I owe it to them to still wake up at 4 a.m. even on a Saturday so I can have time to do my practice, so I can pray, so I can meditate, so I can get connected to my vision, my goals, so I can exercise, so I can feel like I've won the day already, so that then when they wake up, I've got breakfast already going. I got coffee made for my wife. I'm going in, I'm handing her latte. The kids are running in and I'm body slamming them on the bed. Like, I'm super dad now because I could start with me first and get my power for the day. So I call it the power hour. Everyone needs a power hour to establish your power before you go out and start saving the world. And so every day, so like you asked me last in 7 years, have I missed? Only when I was sick. I had COVID twice. COVID, we'll put it there.
COVID,
You're down for the count.
Yeah, old school COVID, like the older grands.
Yeah,
because those were brutal.
Yeah.
Did you have like the earlier versions?
I can't remember where, but we had our whole house in.
Okay,
So we were all quarantined.
Yeah.
And when you have kids, especially, they're so gracious. They give you everything they have. And so like, it just passes around person to person. So like our whole house, it was like a whole month.
Right.
We just kept
giving strains changing. Now it's Omicron.
Yeah, right. But outside of that, I don't miss a day.
Well, you said so many great things, and I have so many questions for you. Because my whole life, same thing. I was a night owl, and I heard in some earlier stuff you shared about you were an engineer, right? And you would work late and I used to use this excuse all the time, like, oh, I'm more creative late at night.
Yeah.
And I was a musician from, piano started at 3 years old, but I started taking it professionally around like 22. So from 22 to 30, I was in the studios till 4 or 5, 6 a.m. in the morning, like doing all the things that we do as creatives.
Yeah.
But then when I switched into real estate and business, it was very hard for me to kind of make that change. And you said so many great things, but one of my questions to you would be, for people that did chronically had a hard time waking up early, because it sounds like you found it, you switched, and then it was like one and done for you.
Yeah.
But you got tens of thousands of clients. What do you do for the people that, let's say they'll get a month or 2 months or 6 months, but then something happens, they go through divorce or whatever, a health issue, and then they kind of fall off the morning wagon.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they do it over and over and over again. How do you help those people break that identity and that story that, hey, just because I failed at trying this 100 times, the 101 time is going to be different? How do you help those people?
Yeah, there's a book called The Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod. He writes in this book, great book, by the way, for anyone that wants to become a morning person or struggle with it. But he talks about the power of your spoken word.
Okay.
And you are what you tell yourself. 100%. And so prior to me establishing this identity, I never thought I was a morning person. Never thought it was even possible. It wasn't even the realm of possibility for me. I was a computer engineer. We would stay up late coding. Right. Like we would do hackathons where we didn't start a project or start a homework assignment until 10 p.m. And we would be up till 4 a.m.
Right.
Working on a homework assignment. And that's how we operated. Like that was our zone of genius.
Sure.
And so I owned it. I never thought I would be a morning person. But in his book, he says something powerful. He says, you are what you tell yourself you are. He says, and the reason you're not a morning person is only because you tell yourself you're that. So at the moment you tell yourself something different, you'll create a new reality to yourself. It's the power of the subconscious mind. And so I challenge people on this all the time, that what they say they can't do, or what they try to submit an identity they try to submit themselves in, and they don't even realize that they're speaking a spell over themselves. They're casting a spell over themselves by how they talk. But if you switch your language and say, and this is what I did, and I challenge anyone watching this to try this, to say, so that moment, I'll take you back to that moment, the 4:57 a.m. moment. That moment came from when I read the book. I was reading at the time. I was reading the book, The Miracle Morning, and he says, "Say this to yourself. Instead of saying I'm not a morning person, or I can't do this, or this is too hard for me, try saying this. Say, I'm so excited for waking up tomorrow at 5 a.m. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. Now listen, I was lying to myself when I said it. I didn't believe it. But the moment I said it, it planted a seed into my subconscious mind, and it gave it an assignment. It's almost like I programmed my internal alarm clock. And the assignment was, we're getting up tomorrow at 5 a.m. and we're going to be excited. even though I didn't consciously believe it,
Right.
the spoken words still seeped into my subconscious. And I woke up at 4:57 a.m. that day, and I've never needed an alarm clock since. Harold, the power of your word. And so I would challenge anyone going through this who says they've had trouble with it, they can't do it. It's only because they themselves say that they're not a morning person. They can't do this. They're too tired in the morning. I'm too groggy. My mind doesn't work. I'm foggy first thing in the morning. Don't talk to me until I've had a cup of coffee. All the typical things that people say. You are giving your subconscious instructions. Every time you say that, you're telling your subconscious how it should do, think, and behave when you get up in the morning. Stop doing that. And the moment you say, I'm excited. So you know what? Pick a time right now. Let's do this exercise. What time do you want to wake up tomorrow?
I'll do 5.
Screw. Okay, let's go for. So Sarah, what are you going to do when you wake up tomorrow? What do you want to do? Like your best self. What is your best self doing at 5 a.m?
I had a feeling we might do this. Sure, let's go after it. So, the first thing I do is the second I get consciousness is try to get out of the bed. I find that if I stay in bed longer than 3 to 5 seconds when I get consciousness, it's way harder. So I literally just try to move the feet to the ground.
Yeah.
As soon as I get my feet on the ground, that feels like, okay, now I can start the day. I immediately go to gratitude and self-programming for like connection with, the divine, right? So God, spirit, whatever you want to call it. And I just immediately start trying to get that narrative going before I call it the itty bitty shitty committee kicks in and all the fears and the doubts and the things happen, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's just stop there. Yeah. So your first power move, and I call these power moves.
Okay.
Your first power move is to get connected to your creator.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just say that. All right. So just say, I'm so excited to wake up tomorrow at 5 a.m. so I can get closer to my creator.
Okay. I love that.
Say it.
I'm so excited to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning so I can get closer to my creator.
You're going to wake up at 4:57.
Let's go. Love that. Yeah.
It's that powerful. It's that easy. It's so people make it way more complicated than it is. So keep it simple. This whole circadian rhythm and my body clock and fuck all that.
Yeah.
It's how you speak to yourself. And the moment you say, I am this, I do this, I think this way, I behave this way, when you speak with clarity and certainty, you plant the seed into your subconscious and give it a set of orders that it carries out for you, because you don't control your actions, your subconscious does. And so you need to learn how to work with it, how to train it to work for you, not against you. And so it starts with that. The very first way to do it is to change the way you speak.
I love that. And do you ever do like a stack? Because I know keeping it simple is important. Do you ever do like that and something else? So for example, have you ever heard of the term nighttime procrastination?
Oh, what is that?
So it's kind of a new term. It's like therapy speak, and it's getting revenge on the day. A lot of people do this. Single mothers do this. Myself, I did this for a very long time, where you're so burnt out and exhausted from the whole day of solving everyone else's problems that then at night, like you said, it's my me time. I get to reward myself, but it's almost like a revenge thing. It's like I'm taking revenge on the day, and then that carries into the night. Have you ever been able to reprogram that where that me time comes in the morning, but it doesn't feel like a chore? It feels like, how do you get people to?
So at first it is going to be a bit of a challenge, like you have to kind of force yourself.
Okay.
I'm not saying like, it's immediate, but for instance, in my story, the moment I experienced the peace, the clarity, I meditate and pray as well. So the moment I started, I noticed that I could get way deeper connection because it's quiet, it's still, there's no timeline, there's no deadline. I don't have to rush to do anything, but I can truly sit here and make a true deep connection with my creator. The moment I experienced that, I didn't need to be sold on it anymore. Now my brain was like, let's go get that again. It feels like it was like a piece of candy. Like that's how you train things. That's how you train a dog. You wanted to stop peeing on the rug. You don't punish it for peeing on the rug. You reward it when it pees in the grass. Like when it gets the reward, now it wants to keep seeking the reward. So it's going to keep doing the thing that got it the reward. Same thing with your subconscious. Like the moment I experienced that, the peace and clarity of the morning, the quiet stillness of the morning, the order, the non-chaos, the time I had to go and do a workout when otherwise I never have time. I'm so busy. That was the candy. That was the reward. And now it flipped the switch in my brain. It's like, oh, we do that. That's what we want. We want more of that. And so you have to create an environment where situation where the thing you want is so desirable that it's more powerful than the thing you don't want. And so my powerful mornings became so desirable that I no longer craved my useless evenings, which is where most people, they lie in this state where they rely on useless evening. You have to recover from the day.
Right.
And the moment you say, I'm going to make tonight this one decision to go to bed earlier, I'm going to sacrifice my useless evening, and then you wake up earlier, and then you experience the joy in the morning, now you've created now that's going to be the draw. Now you're like, fuck the Netflix, the binging on Netflix. I want to wake up and pray tomorrow morning. I want to work out without the guilt that I'm missing out on something in the morning. I want that again. And I'm willing to sacrifice my evenings so I can keep having that. And so that's always the very first time you have to force yourself to do it. And the moment you experience it, you'll never go back.
Yeah, I love that. And then do you set a time frame in the morning where the world still doesn't get access to you? So like for me, I know like my phone is on airplane mode every hour, no matter what. I don't check a text till I leave the house. It's like my rule.
Yeah.
So like my house is sacred to me. I'm not allowed to do any work, check any emails, nothing until I leave. Yeah. Usually it's go to the gym or whatever. But to be fair, I probably could push it later because I shouldn't be on the Stairmaster checking emails either. Yeah. That's probably healthy. Yeah. And so I think probably I have not given myself enough of the reward in the morning of true isolation because I'm mixing things, I'm stacking things. I'm making the call on the way to the gym to the lead or the whatever. So do you have like, and I know it's supposed to keep it simple, but like, do you have a set rule of like, you said an hour?
Yeah, to tell your clients. So I call this the power hour.
Okay.
And for some people, it's power hours. It's more than an hour. So it totally depends. But I think it's at least 1 hour of undistracted alone time with no devices, no phone, no laptop, especially no email, no social media. So for that first hour is sacred.
Love that.
And so for me, in that hour, that's where I'm praying and meditating. I have a journal, a physical handwritten journal, not my phone where I'm breaking digital notes, but I journal where I'm writing out my vision. So every day I write my goals and I get connected to what my long-term vision is. This year I am the Black Tony Robbins, right? I am a high-paid speaker. I'm building a massive movement of Morning Heroes. I'm releasing the app. I'm publishing the book. All the things that I'm working on, all the things that are my vision, I write them in my journal. And then from there, I say, okay, now what are the things I need to focus on today to make that vision come to life? And then I start prioritizing all the things I got to get done for the day. I map it out on my calendar, and then I do some exercise. All that happens in that hour. Wow. And so, but now it's, like I say, mine's more like 2 hours. So I wake up at 4 a.m. So from 4 to 6 is a no fly zone. No one can touch me. Love that. And the reason I wake up so early is so that zone can be guilt free. Because if I tried to do that same zone, those same 2 hours from 6 to 8, I couldn't.
Right.
The sun is up.
Yeah.
People are calling.
Kids are up.
The kids are up. My family is up. I know people are like, there's stuff waiting for me in my inbox. That's the biggest one. If it's between 6, the rest of the world wakes up around 6:30.
Sure.
So by that time, emails are flying in. If I'm trying to have quiet time from 6 to 8, my mind won't let me because I know stuff is waiting for me. So mentally, I can't break away. Even if I have the time, my mind is going to sabotage it because it's like, no, somebody's got to get a response from me. So I have to wake up at 4 so I don't have the guilt and the obligation that I need to address people. Nobody needs anything from me at 4 in the morning.
Right. Yeah. And if they do, that's not. If you can wake it, right? You say emergency, right? And I joke with my staff. You have a company, and I joke with my staff as well. It's like, unless you've called everybody, like you've exhausted every single resource, ChatGPT couldn't help you, whatever. Don't bother me. Early in the morning. It's the same thing. It's precious.
Yeah.
But I am guilty of stacking, and I think that's probably something I'm learning from you today. Is push it back a little bit more. I probably need a little more time. I shouldn't be checking emails on the Stairmaster. I feel like that's my takeaway. No fly zone is still until I'm done with the exercise. I think that would why would give me more of a reward?
And everyone is different, right? I know, but there are a lot of high performers out there that would claim that multitasking is their claim to fame.
Sure.
I do think you need to be able to turn it off.
Yeah.
Right. You do need to be able to recharge. I mean, if you look at a sprinter, world-class athletes, Usain Bolt, the fastest man on earth, he doesn't show up to the track and run. Right. It's a long, drawn-out process to get him ready to run as fast as he runs. You know, he gets to the track. He has a massage therapist. They stretch him out. Then he runs a few warm-up laps. And now he gets the massage gun. Right? There's a massage gun. Then he sits over there and he meditates. And then he walks around and visualizes himself winning the race. And he has a visualization practice. Like if you look up on YouTube, you look and see what his pregame ritual is. Tiger Woods, the same way. He has a pre-shot ritual. Kobe Bryant, you know, he's in the gym at 4 in the morning. He's there 2 hours before the next person gets there. A lot of like the most elite people that we look up to, they don't just show up and perform. They get themselves into a high performance state, so that when the gun goes off, they're going 1,000 miles an hour. And we think we can just show up and go. Right. We can just get up and go. Right. Yeah. We get up and we're immediately ready for action. Like, learn from Usain Bolt, learn from Kobe Bryant, learn from the world's best at what they do. And they have a pre-game ritual. You need a pre-day ritual. And your pre-day ritual should be unobstructed by anyone else. It should be your thing you do for you, untouchable by anyone else, to get yourself ready for the day.
I love that. And so what does that look like the night before then, right? So if you're getting up at 4, you're going to bed at what time? And at what time do you start shutting it down? Because I don't know if you relate to this, especially being an engineer. My brain does tend to start going sometimes late at night, writing ideas and things. And I too keep a journal and I'll try to write them down. And I'll even like convince myself like, hey man, it's a great idea. Let's not solve it now. Like I'll make a promise to myself. Like, Vin, I promise you tomorrow, I'll talk to myself. It sounds crazy. I promise to work out.
Thinking about this.
Yeah, and I'll literally write it down. Oh no. So like, what are your, talk to me about that at night, setting those down.
That's a really hard one. Okay. Because even I still suffer from this.
Okay.
It's hard to shut it off at night. Yeah. And I admit to this myself. I am not the best at this.
Yeah.
Especially when you have big goals, big things you're working on.
Right.
And we're problem solvers. Your mind never stops.
That's right.
Tinkering with the problem.
Yeah.
And so here's just a few things I found that works great for me. I'm not saying it works for everyone, but nighttime meditation. Okay. And so I bought these things called Posmos. I carry them with me everywhere I go. These headphones. Okay. They're sleep headphones, and they can either play white noise, or you can connect it to your phone and you can play a meditation from it or anything, YouTube videos. But at night, I put in these little sleep earbuds, and they're so thin that you can sleep on your side. You can have them in your ears all night long. They're so comfortable, you don't feel them. And more importantly, you can sleep on your side, because I'm a side sleeper.
Say,
you can sleep on your side and you don't feel them.
Oslos?
Oslo.
OZ sponsor. I'm not sponsored, but we need one.
But if you need, I even considered creating my own version of a Morning Hero sleep buds. Well, I have a different name that I would call them, but because I believe that fixing the night is a big problem.
Yeah.
That a lot of people have when they try to wake up in the morning. They can't turn their brain off at night. And so I found that putting these little earbuds in my ear and playing a meditation. So I have an app on my phone called Insight Timer. And I'll go to Insight Timer and I'll play a meditation. And oftentimes the meditation is this soft, soothing voice, this little Australian woman. I don't know why, but for some reason,
accent.
I love that accent. And it's like Kansas. Yeah, it do. All my meditations that I gravitate to are people with accents, for sure. And she's kind of talking me through a visualization, and within 5 minutes, I'm asleep. Wow. For some reason, my overactive brain can be going, and within 5 minutes of me putting these earbuds in, and I go find a meditation, and I play it within 5 to 10 minutes. I don't even make it to the meditation part. Right. I just set up. I just hit the setup. Yeah. I'm asleep. You're already asleep. That's great. She's setting me up and I'm asleep. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, like 6 minutes in, you could say the craziest. You already thought. Give me that right, Jarvis. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to listen to what you're listening to see if there's like some little message in the back, you know? Yeah, that's just a little bit.
Well, I'll have to watch this back and take some notes on that, because that is my biggest challenge, and I'm sure a lot of people can identify with that, especially like you said, people that are, you know, high performers and entrepreneurs, and even just people that aren't, that just have a lot of stress and anxiety and fear that, you know, things are powerless over, that they go down the, you know, the fear spiral of. And I find late at night, that's when like the fight or flight wants to kick into a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, shutting that down, I think, is invaluable. So I'm gonna have to pick your brain.
Yeah, and I've tried a lot of stuff. I've tried melatonin. I've tried magnesium. I've tried CBD. For me, my body type, none of that stuff worked.
Yeah.
And so I've struggled over the years to turn it off at night. And I know, like, if I can't turn it off at night, I'm not gonna be the best version of myself in the morning. And so I've really, really honed in trying to focus on the sleep thing. This is the best ones. Also reading at night. Okay. And so I've got like a real book.
Not ARNs.
So I have a stack of books on my nightstand. So my nightstand actually looks like a bookshelf, like a little mini bookshelf. And so I like that because it's a visual trigger. So as I'm getting into bed, I see the books. And so it triggers me to pick one of them up. Okay. So I'll pick a book up, and I have a little reading light on my bedpost, on my bed frame. And I'll get in maybe 3 or 4 pages. And by the 4th page, the book is laying on my chest.
Same deal. It's not, it's plain. There's not, you bought a plain book. But yes, I already just sell this. No one's caught this?
The one is just Go to Sleep is the title of the book. But yeah, so reading for me also is kind of one of my nighttime hacks to get better sleep. Is my overactive brain needs something to focus on. I can't just sit and close my eyes because it'll just go crazy. So it has to have something to focus on. And so I pick up a book, and that monotony is just enough to like soothe my brain to go to sleep.
Love that. Then television, I'm assuming, is out of the picture by what time?
Yeah, so we don't even turn it on at night at all. So here, our household, we've gone away from TV forever. We don't have cable. We went to just as streaming. So we don't get live anything in yours. Don't ask me about live news or shoes. I don't know what's going on in the world. That's news. So we kind of cut that cord a long time ago. But even recently, we, especially during the week, because I'm up so early, my wife is up very early. We come home and our evening routine is with the kids. As soon as we walk in the door, we get dinner ready. We're all sitting at the table eating dinner. After dinner is bed, book, and bath, book, and bed with the kids. Soon as the kids are down, literally I'm snoring within 10 minutes after they're down because I'm exhausted. And so there's really little room for TV in Australia at this time. So we definitely don't do TV once we come home with the kids, and just because it's not healthy for them either, because they get so attached. The stuff that's on TV these days, it's so like it preys on attention.
Oh man,
we get around all hour. They got the algorithms figured out. They got the human psychology figured out.
So we had a bit of technical difficulty, but we're back. There should be patient. We were talking off camera, about what I think a community would look like for this, because I think the reason that I've struggled with in the past, and I know other people that have too, is when there's nothing forcing you to get up and there's no accountability for you to get up, and good is getting you great. Yeah. So like if you get up at 6:30, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Right. And you can still have a little bit of that like me time late at night. How do you help those people transition to like getting rid of the good to get to the great?
Yeah. And this is, you hit the nail on the head. It's like a big thing. It's a big difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it. And, immediately transitioning to getting up at 5 a.m. is hard for a lot of people. And so we started these groups where we would get together at 5 a.m. I was out at a speaking event one day, and I came off stage, and this woman came up with me. She says, "Jarvis, I love everything about what you just said. I know I should be up early. I know the impact that I have on my life and my business and my health. However, it's just so hard the alarm clock goes off and I want to throw it across the room. She's like, is there anything you, like, how can you help? What can we do to implement this? Like, not just know it, but how do we implement this? And I was like, well, what if you got on a call with me at 5 a.m? Like, I know I'm gonna be up. I had no problem with this now. So what if you just join me on a call? Or let's get on a call at 5 a.m. And so I invited 5 other people to do it. And then I had a Zoom call, and they all get on this call, and we would just do the routine together. We would had some time, we'd meditate, we would pull out our journals, we would journal our goals for the day, and then we'd all share it with the group. Like, all right, here's what I want to accomplish today. Here's how I'm going to win today. And everyone kind of like went around and made commitments on what they were going to do today. And then that was it. It was, a 30-minute call. And that year, those 5 people said it was the most transformative year of their life. All because of this thing that carved that it kind of forced them to show up to it. Yeah. And in that space is where they did all these growth habits that otherwise they would rush through, or they would never make time for. But here it is, all they have to do is show up for this thing. And on that call, they did all these things that they always wanted to do, but never had time to do. Okay. And so then after that, we kind of turned into an official program. Nice. And so now we have, like, we call the Morning Hero Method, where, and they say it takes like 60 to 90 days for it to really, really bake in a habit until it becomes your autopilot. Right. And so it's like a 3-month program where you join it, you get on a call every day at 5 a.m. with a group of people, and then there's the accountability for you to show up. Like, I don't know about you, but I know I need something to show up for. Like, when I'm a golfer, if I never had a problem showing up to a 5 we play at Torrey Pines. We're blessed to be in San Diego, and we're close to Torrey Pines. And if you don't have a reservation, you can go get on the walk-up list. The walk-up list opens at 5 a.m. And if you're not one of the first 5 names on that list, you are not going to get out that day. And on the days me and my boys wanted to go play Torrey Pines, I would be up at 4 a.m. Right. I'd be out of the house by 4:15. Yeah. I'd be standing in the parking lot at by 4:45. I was excited to be up at 4 a.m. because I had something I was waking up for. I need something to wake up for. Yeah. And so what a lot of people found was this call became the thing that they were excited to wake up for, and that they had to report to every morning. And so now that's we can call the Morning Hero Method, which is just like within 60 to 90 days, you now become a morning hero. Like, it becomes now baked into your soul, where it's your new autopilot. And I think a lot of times people might try something new and they don't do it consistently enough for it to become their autopilot. That's right. Like, they'll do it, they're excited, then they fall on it, then they'll try it again and fall, and then they say, oh no, this doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? It's like, no, you just didn't do it enough to get to that tipping point where now it's locked in as your new autopilot. So this is a program that we put in place to help people lock in this new habit until it becomes their autopilot, and then they could do it forever. It's been 7 years, and I'm not using the alarm clock in 7 years. It's my autopilot now. And when on days I'm traveling, I can go to a different time zone. I guarantee I'm gonna be up at 4 a.m. the next day. Like, it's my autopilot. And so now that's kind of what we have in one of our programs, is to help people lock this in as their new autopilot.
Love that. And do you ever do with I think on other podcasts I've heard you talk about, like, self-sabotage and the mindset. I know, like, I'm guilty of this as well, where sometimes it's almost like you get a case of the fuck it's, right? Where, like, something will go bad, and then it's like, fuck it. I don't even, and there's like a level of, I don't even deserve this sitting, right? So there's, I'm just being real, like that I think is a common thing among a lot of people, and then almost feeling selfish doing it. So how do you get people out of that mindset where, because I think I've heard you talk about this too, that you're actually, if you're not being your highest self, it's actually a disservice to the world. How do you bring people out of that dogma of, this is selfish, or I don't deserve this, or whatever, into this is actually going to set me up to be a better father and leader?
I mean, you just kind of said it indirectly. You have to have something bigger than you that you're driving for. So it really comes down to having a big vision and big goals. It's tough to motivate someone, especially if it's to do hard stuff. If I'm telling you, You got to get out there and you got to do 1,000 push-ups and then do 1,000 pull-ups. And you like, why? Right. It's the purpose. I mean, why am I going to go do all this hard stuff?
Yeah.
For what? What am I doing it for? And so at the very, very onset, someone has to have a big, what am I doing it for? You can't just tell them what to do before you've established what it is they're doing and why are they doing it? What is it for? How does it play in the bigger scheme of things? So like for me, when I went through my turning point, the very first step was I had to create a big vision of what I wanted for my life. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to speak on stage. Back then it was a little different. I wanted to build an app. And my very first company I created was a food. I'm a big foodie, and I wanted to create a better version of Yelp. Like if I'm in a new city and I want to create it and I want to find a cheeseburger, there was no clean way for me to find out who had the best cheeseburger in town. I could go Yelp, but Yelp doesn't rate dishes. It already rates the whole restaurant experience.
Interesting.
And so there was no way I can find just cheeseburgers. I only want to know who has the best cheeseburger, not who has the best restaurant.
Yeah.
But who has the best cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm creating, this is a long time. This is before TikTok. Now you can just go to TikTok and type and watch video. AI. Yeah, and AI. But back in the day, 10 years ago. So anyway, that was my big goal. That was my big vision. I wanted to solve this problem for the world because I wasn't the only one. There were lots of boards out there, Reddit boards and discussion boards, people trying to figure these, asking these questions. And I'm like, I'm a tech guy. I come with a computer background. I can code. I'm going to build this app that's going to solve this big problem. It's going to be $100 million. Yelp was like worth billions at the time. Right. I'm like, this is going to replace Yelp. Yeah. And so at that moment, even right then on my mom's couch, I created a big vision.
Yeah.
And that big vision was tied to something that was bigger than me. It was going to solve a problem to help the world.
Right.
It was going to make the world a better place. People were going to live happier lives, even though we're only talking about food, right?
Sure.
But still, people were going to have happier lives because of this thing that I was going to produce for the world. That then became my why. And at that moment, all the hard stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it's attached
Yes.
to a big goal,
Right.
and a big vision that has an impact that's bigger than me. And so I think that's the starting point. Like for most people, they want to start with the tactics.
Yeah.
All right, I need to, push-ups. Like you say, I need to do 1,000 push-ups and I need to eat 2 calories a day.
Yeah.
And I need to make 37,000 sales calls. And I need to post on social media every day. And then they wonder, why am I not motivated to do all this stuff? Why am I how does any of that stuff play a role in what your big vision is for your life or the big impact that you're going to have? And the moment you can connect those dots, then the tactics matter. But right now, the tactics don't matter.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do it.
Yeah, fully agree.
So it all starts with goal. Even though it sounds cliche, goal setting is where it all starts.
Yeah.
You got to start there.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head because it's not just about goal setting. It's goal setting connected to something bigger than you.
Yeah.
And I find that, like, for me, like Eric Thomas, I'm sure you know Eric Thomas, right? He has that great quote where it's like, if I paid you $1 million tomorrow to wake up before, could you do it? Literally every man, woman, and child on the planet could say yes to that. For $1 million, I'll wake up at 3:50. So why can't I connect those habits to making that $1 million or creating that app or doing that thing? And I think, again, and I know I've struggled with this. It's like, I forget that. And I think so maybe the missing link is actually putting it on paper, getting into that habit, writing it down, reminding myself of the pull motivation versus the push motivation. Yeah. Because that experience 7 years ago was push motivation, right? It was like the jealousy of what that guy was going through, which, by the way, jealousy can be healthy. Sometimes it's what you want, and it shows that it's possible. So sometimes, like, I'll be walking around and I'll see developers that are developing these huge buildings, and I'll get super jealous, and then I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, that's just like a person doing that. Yeah, that's like just another guy or girl. Like, I can do that too then. So, but then it's then connected to what impact is that going to have on people. And so I think I know I've struggled with, okay, I have to get back grounded into the why. And the why changes over time too, right? Like, I think in my 20s, the why was different than my 30s, and now my 40s, like you were talking about, the app change. So what's your why like today then, man? And you said you wanted to be like a Tony Robbins, you want to be on.
Yeah, that's the goals, and I believe so. What you're talking about is so important. The way I root this into my soul is I write my goals every day, and I write my goals in a specific format. I call them missions. So I turn a goal into a mission. The way you make a goal a mission is that you attach the why to it. So it's not just I want to make $1 million this year. It's I want to make $1 million this year to provide the lifestyle of my family's dreams, or to be able to donate to my favorite charity at the highest level, right? So the moment you add a why to the goal, not just what you want to accomplish, but why, it now becomes a mission. And that why has to be bigger than you. It can't be I want to make $1 million because I want to buy a new car for myself. No, that's not a mission. Yeah, that's like selfish motivation. Yeah, it has to be I want to make $1 million because it's going to have this impact on the greater good or my family or the world at large. And so I want to build a movement of morning heroes, people who wake up early and win every single day, so they can answer their calls for greatness in life, right? And so my why is to help other people answer their call for greatness, because I think that's, we want to create this ripple effect of great, right? And so I think we all have a role to play in this world. We all have something we were designed to do. And when you don't answer your call for greatness, then that becomes a missing piece of the puzzle. So it's this grand humanistic experience. And like, we need everyone to play their role, right? And so I want to help equip people with the tools and the habits so that they can then go off and pursue their greatness. That's my why, right? And that is the mission that I was called to deliver, that I was called to pursue. And every day I write it. I write it down every day. I literally write that every single day. It's the same thing. It doesn't change. I write the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over. And now it's embedded so deep in my subconscious, I can't shake it. Right now, it's my autopilot. I just do, act, think, and behave in that manner because I've written it so many times. Yeah. And so, one, create the vision. And two, connect it to a bigger why that's way bigger than you. Then three, write it every damn day.
That's it. That's a simple fix. Let's go. That's the way up there, right there. Yeah, takeaway, done. How's the day, bro? Well, challenge accepted. Yeah. Tomorrow, what? Day one. Every day, what? I might do it when you leave.
Every damn day, man. That's the whole point of waking up early. So the wake up early is to give you time to do that. Because if you wake up into the chaos, you're going to start addressing the chaos. You're going to start with your inbox. Then you're going to start sending text messages. Then you're going to answer a phone call. Then you're going to make breakfast for the kids or address the family. Like the moment you're in the whirlwind, is what I call it, all day long, you're swirling and twirling in the whirlwind.
Yeah.
And so you never have time to do that stuff. So you have to get up early.
Yep.
So you can sit with your journal. So you can do everything I just said.
Sure, love that. And that's where that revenge procrastination comes from, because you didn't take the time to do that earlier. So now at night, I'm going to watch the Netflix and binge or whatever. And it's just reprogramming that like, hey, no, you're going to get that in the morning. I promise. Let's do it in the morning.
Yeah.
I love that. The challenge accepted, man. All right.
Yeah, that's the hardest part is turning in at night. Yeah, I mean, I'm in bed between 8 and 9 p.m. every day. So I don't have any nighttime me time.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the hardest part for most people is they're going to have to sacrifice their evening me time. But what they'll experience is something so much greater in the morning. It'll trump what they thought they were getting in that evening me time.
Let's go. Love that. That's well, dude, I mean, I had a ton of questions and you just naturally answered them as we go. So let's just we talked about the morning hero. We talked about your origin. We talked about what your why looks like today. Talk to me about the business side of things, right? So you're coaching, you're writing a book, you're on stages. What does that look like for you today?
Yeah, I apologize. My glasses were talking to me.
Hey, Ray-Ban.
I mean, pretty soon I'm just having a chip embedded.
Oh yeah,
a chip embedded in my brain. But yeah, so the vision is to transform the world into morning heroes. I do that primarily by being on stage. And so I speak a lot of corporate speaking engagements and trainings. How do you get those, if you don't mind me asking? People see me speak and they'll refer me to other places. Not that. And so that's primarily it's word of mouth. And you can kind of get in that realm of things. It's a lot of word of mouth. It's a lot of someone saw you at this event, so they recommend you or they pass your name to this company. And then they reach out to you. And so the more I speak on stage, that's my gift. I love being on stage. I love inspiring people. And so it's the best. I speak on stage, but more importantly, it's not just inspiring people, but how I give them the tools to then take this to the next level and actually implement it. And so we've got the book, which is coming out in October. So the book is called Every Damn Day.
Let's go.
So wake up and win every damn day. And so it's based on what I call the winning formula.
I want to sign copyright on this show. Oh, yes. Yeah, I see a little space for it right there. All right, right there.
Yeah. And so the book is kind of the framework of how to win the morning. And it's based off of WIN. Wake up early, set your intentions. And that's what's your journal. Or when I say write your goals, that's intentions. So wake up early, set your intentions, no days off. Every damn day. So I call that the WIN. I call it the winning formula. And so the book is kind of like the Bible of, how do you become a morning hero? Win every morning. And so the book, and then that's also now being turned into an app. And so the process of how to win your day, and we're going to have you kind of gamify your life and into palm of your hand. And then that then is like how I'll kind of help build this movement, is speaking on stages, encouraging people to go get the book or the app, and then to implement this every day. And then we have these accountability groups where inside of our online community, where people can get on a call at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and they can do this process with other people to actually help them build this as their autopilot. Because that's gonna be the hard part. A lot of people hear me on stage and they say, great, I'm fired up now, but 3 days from now, right, now what? And so we got an online community where they can join in on these accountability groups to do that.
And you said gamified. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so we've and this is kind of the whole other section, but I believe there are 3 core areas or pillars of life that you want to maximize: health, wealth, and relationships. And so we've kind of gamified it. So when you get on this call, you have to report if you accomplished, if you got a star in these core areas. And so for health, to get a star for in your health is broken into exercise and eating, right? Those are kind of the 2 pillars of health. And so I call H, the first one is heart rate. Did you raise your heart rate? The E, did you eat right? And so you get a star if you raise your heart rate by exercising and ate right. In your wealth, to maximize your wealth, it's a matter of how your wealth is a byproduct of how valuable you become to the marketplace. That's a function of learning more and doing more. Yeah. So reading, and then I say one big thing every day. Take one big action that's going to move you closer to your wealth or financial goal. And then the last thing, your relationships. I think if you want more joy, you have to first give it. And so I say every day you should have a habit of spreading joy. And so these are the 5 habits that every day we kind of grade ourselves on. Heart rate, raise your heart rate, eat right, read, take one big action in your business, and then spread joy. HEROS, it spells the word hero. And so we call them the heroes habits. And so every day on these accountability calls, people report their score for their heroes habits, and we have a leaderboard. Yeah. And so you're on this leaderboard and you're kind of competing against other people. We have challenges. And so we kind of make it fun and gamified it. So it's not just this boring, monotonous thing. I just got to wake up early. I got to sit here and do. It's like, no, we make it fun and vibrant. And every day you try to get a high score. And so it's kind of my hack of how to gamify your life is with these 5 heroes habits. Love that. And so it's kind of built into the community where everyone is kind of competing on having a winning day.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's almost like a social element to it now. Totally. Where it could almost be like you're working out in a group and they got the leaderboards up there. Yeah. But you're taking it to the next level. I mean, you're putting it in every area of the life. I love it.
Yeah. So it's not like the cool thing is, and the way this came about was because I was talking to a friend and he had just finished 365 days of learning Spanish, taking a Spanish lesson. And he was so excited. He called me up. It's like, man, Jarvis, I just completed 365 days of Spanish. I'm like, great, man. He's like, no, Jarvis, you don't understand. I've struggled with this all my life. I've wanted to learn Spanish, and I've never been able to stick with it. So this is actually a big milestone for me. Yeah. And I was like, well, okay, well, how'd you do it? And he's like, well, Duolingo, this app that I'm using, it turns it into a game, and I got a streak, and I don't want to break my streak, and then I get points. And then I kind of see myself on this journey. And he's like, really, man, after a while, it became more about the game than Spanish. I logged in every day because I wanted to keep seeing my score go up.
Yeah.
But he's like, but in me playing the game, I was also learning Spanish. And I was like, that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
It's like, what if you could do that? Now that was just the habit of learning Spanish.
Right.
I said, what if we did this concept of he gamifies Spanish? Could we do that with all the habits that really matter in life? Like that's going to lead to your health, wealth, and relationships. And so that's where this whole gamification came from. It's like, how do we gamify these habits that will make you the best version of yourself? Dude, why don't we kind of turn it into this 5-star scoring system?
Dude, I mean, let me know when it's out, man. I'll be right there with you guys.
Yeah, they'll go. That'll be in the app, and the app is coming out later this year.
I'll be
Rather in conjunction with the book.
I'm gonna get them both.
Yeah, so well, then you're gonna join in on the group.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
The 60-day accelerate, the 90-day accelerator.
And Drew, I forgot to bring that up. 90 days is so important. And I find that like with fitness or health or anything else, it takes time. Like, and I think the problem is people want like instant results. I know this is true for me. It's like that, like instant gratification versus that earned gratification. But the earned gratification is just so much better. It lasts longer and there's no like downside. There's no side effects, right? Yeah. Like the side effects are actually good. Like it has positive side effects versus like binging on Netflix and eating a gallon of ice cream, right?
100%.
And it's just tricking your brain, and not tricking your brain, but rewiring your brain to know that, hey, after 90 days, the benefit of this is going to way outweigh that instant gratification. So yeah, it's just, I think, a lifelong process for, especially me. I know I've struggled with different things and the carrot versus the stick, you know?
I mean, we live in this microwave society where we want instant results. You know, back in the day, to make a meal was an all-day, multi-day process. And you had to go out. First of all, you had to hunt it.
Right.
Or you had to.
We used to walk 15 miles. The average human walked 15 miles a day.
There's a great example, right? Like we used to. It was an event.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I'm pissed that it takes 2 minutes to.
It's the first day, dude.
Follow the instructions. Here now. Yeah. And so we've kind of lost sight of the fact that things take time. Like, true results take time. And so, like, to really bake something in, you got to do something consistently for at least 90 days for it to become a new version of your identity, a new part of your identity. Like, it's like your brain, is prone to rejecting new ideas. Like it wants to stay safe or to stay comfortable. It knows its routines, it got rituals, and it stays within that bounds. And anything new and shiny, like it rejects it. And finally, around like day 78, is like, okay, I see you're here for the long haul, and then your brain pulls it in.
Love that.
But up until then, so people don't stick with something long enough until their brain pulls it in.
Have you ever seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know?
Not.
So good. Older movie. Definitely got to watch it. It was something I watched in my early 20s. It changed my life because I'm the kind of guy that also wants to understand the thing too, right? So it's like the why needs to be super big and more powerful than me, bigger than me. The habits need to be clear and achievable, but I also kind of like to understand it, right? It's like if a trainer says, hey, do this bench press, I'm not as likely to do it as, okay, get the mind muscle connection, get the shoulders down and back, make sure that you're squeezing the slow on the, slow eccentric, fast concentric. Like, once I understand the science behind it, and what I love about that movie, it's actually been proven about the neural nets in your brain that you actually can rewrite them. They actually die off and then grow new ones. And that takes time. But if you can get that same dopamine release from the new neural net of your morning routine at 5 a.m. and I'm by myself and I have no distractions, once that new neural net is there, it's there. And that has been, I think, a challenge for me, and I know other people, is just breaking that old wiring. It's literally wiring and then writing the new tape and writing the new agreement in your mind. But once it's there, it's like, it's the jet fuel. I've experienced it in other places in my life, so why wouldn't it work here?
Yeah.
It's that weird mindset. It's like, well, it worked in fitness, it worked in your diet, it worked in your relationships. Why wouldn't it work here?
Yeah.
So I gotta take my own medicine on that for sure. Well, dude, you said so many great things. We got a little bit of time here left. I guess my main question is, what would you say to like the young entrepreneurs out there that are struggling, that also are trying to find something to break them out of the monotony, and they're scared to either start doing content or scared to either start their business? Like, what would you say to those people? Because what you did was a huge risk. I mean, you did something that's very unorthodox.
Totally. Yeah.
And you had all the cash and prizes, you had all the shiny things. So to let all that go and then find this new place, this new trail, that's terrifying for a lot of people. What would you say to those people?
Yeah, it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be the right time. You kind of have to just do it blind and do it naive and just do it anyway.
Okay.
Like, had I known, the good question is, had I known like how hard entrepreneurship was going to be back then, would I have done it? Probably not. If I had blissful ignorance, it's blissful ignorance. If I had have over-researched, if I had went down all the rabbit holes, if I had talked to 100 different people, I would have talked myself and let them talk me out of pursuing this. But I just put my head down and I just took one action each day. And in doing that, I've kind of stumbled into where I am now. I didn't know 5 years ago that I'd be here right now. And had I known of the route it would have took me, I probably wouldn't have pursued it. And so I'd say anyone, if you have a fire that's lit, you've got this little flicker of a flame of a goal or dream or vision, don't overthink it. You just put your head down and put one foot in front of the other. And to put this in practical matters, so like, Jarvis, what the hell does that mean? Put your head, sounds so cliche. Here's exactly what I did. Every morning I would get up and I would close my eyes and I would listen. I would say, where you want me to do? What do you want me to do here? Like, your will be done. Where is my highest and best use to that? Simple question. And I would just let my mind go, not try to think about anything. And I would go into this active state of listening. And oftentimes stuff will start coming to me and I would just start writing it down. Go check this out. Call this person today. Go look up this website. Go download this thing. And then, so by the time, and I would do this for 10 minutes. Every morning I have a timer and I still do this to this day. I have a timer on my desk when I set it for 10 minutes. As soon as I get in my office, I'll take a sip of my espresso, put 10 minutes on the timer, go, close my eyes. And for 10 straight minutes, I was just listening for answers and guidance. And by the time I open my eyes, I've got a bunch of stuff written on this paper of things that have been divinely handed to me. And then I'll just go do as many of them as I can, or just, even if it's just one, I'll do one right then and there. Literally right then I see this one was, go look up this site. Boom, I'll go look up the site and I'll just kind of follow those trails. And the next day I would do it again. And I'll close my eyes and more stuff will come and I'll open it and I'll take one action. Every day I would take one divine action, one step forward. And that I met this person, then this came, and then I introduced this person, then this said to this, and then I talked to this venue, and the next thing you know, I'm hosting my first event. And then that's what first stage I ever spoke of. Was because one thing led to another every day, and you put one foot in front of the other, and it led to me creating this. Start off as a meetup group. It's like, go create a meetup group. That meetup group turned into like a book club, and 6 people showed up to the first one, and then 6 people. The next time I did it, 12 people showed up. The next time I did it, 25 people showed up, and we outgrew my living room, and I had to find an event space. And then I would go here, and I'll close my eyes and let's say go to this event. And I went to this event. It was downtown at the library. And I looked up and I loved it. And I was like, this event, this venue, okay, this is why I'm here. This is where I'm going to start hosting these events. I had no connections to the library. I didn't know anyone. And I would go the next morning, I would close my eyes and I would get another vision. And as I go to the website, look up the director and email him. And I was like, okay, I listened. I went to the website, I emailed the director. A week later, I'm meeting with the director, telling them what I want to do. I want to help host events to help people in their personal lives and help build up humans, answer our calls to greatness. And she said, great, I love your vision. You can have our $10,000 event space whenever you want. And that's why I started hosting my events in this beautiful wedding space overlooking downtown San Diego with skyline views at the top floor of building. And then that turned into these big events, and that turned into more people seeing me on stage. And now I get called and flown all over the world to speak. All that came from me every day closing my eyes and saying, what steps should I take today? And then when I open my eyes, I would do that one thing. Now, if back then, had I known all the steps it would take for me to get to where I am and speaking on stage, and I saw it was really 1,000 little steps, I'm like, oh no, that's too much. Oh hell no, I'm not gonna do all that. So don't overwhelm yourself with the weight of how big your goal is, because you won't pursue it. Only do the one thing that's in front of you right now. Close your eyes and say, what's the one action I should take right now? Maybe it's make one post. That's the only thing you got to do then. Just focus on making a post. Don't focus on a big business. Don't focus on trying to make it a big company. Don't focus on trying to get 100,000 followers. The message you just got was to just create this one post. Well, that's the only thing that matters right now. And you do that one post. And then tomorrow you'll get another step. And then the next day. And the next thing you know, you got 100,000 followers. And then like all your dreams are coming true.
Could have said it better myself. What a clip. Dude, that's beautiful. Well said. Well, Jarvis, I mean, dude, you answered all my questions. I don't have much else. We just do a quick speed round at the end here. Just kind of like fire off what comes to your mind. Yep. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Top 5 books.
The Miracle Morning, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, Who Not How, which is a business book on learning how to delegate. And as I've become an entrepreneur, more about, I read a lot about business style. You have to, become an expert in business to build a business. So Who Not How is one of my favorite business books. I read The Daily Stoic every day, which is just a great way to set your mindset for the day. How to be unmoved and be the calm in the midst of the storm, which you also need a heavy set of that as an entrepreneur. My book, I've been reading my book a lot lately, which is Every Damn Day. I hear it cuddled to a shelf near you in October.
What a testament that you're reading your own book, man. I love that. I've, not to be self-promoting, but I've listened back to a couple episodes that I've hosted, and I think that's a good sign that, that what you said in that moment or wrote in that moment was connected to something divine or bigger than you, and you were kind of getting out of the way, and then gets medicine to you and other people, right? It's like, what is it like? The sum is greater than the parts. Right? So 1 + 1 = 3. Yeah, I love that, dude. In other words, you said about connecting the dots, looking back, man. There's been so many times in my life where I never thought I'd be here right now. Like, this is so weird. What I'm doing? Like, we're in my apartment in San Diego, and I'm like hosting a podcast. I'm like, why even San Diego? Like, I'm from Miami, with the LA. Like, I don't even know where San Diego was on a map, dude. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's that next indicated action. It's just that thing right in front of you, that first step. You can't go the whole staircase. It's just that one next indicated action in front of you. And then you look back and you're like, man, how did I even get here?
Yeah, that's the sum of all those little small, what seemingly felt like small, tiny steps at the time. But when you add them all up, it kind of leads to your destiny.
Dude, so awesome. I love that, man. 5 quick ones on mental health. So what would you say, like 5 mental health tips to break people out of that, like fear or anxiety or...
Yeah, so self-talk, like we said earlier, clearly you are what you tell yourself. Okay. And so talk better to yourself. Write your goals every day to stay connected to your vision. We talked about the sleep. Sleep is a tough one to master, but invest in it. Like, figure it out, because it matters. If you're not getting, I know there's a distinct difference when I get 5 hours of sleep versus 7 hours. 7 hours is my magic number. Okay. And if I get 5 hours, I'm off all day long. I don't talk well. I'm irritable. Like I'm a different person.
Talked about earlier, right? Holtz, the hungry, angry, tired, sick.
Yeah.
I'm not myself when I'm those.
So invest. And I've done a lot of experimenting. Everyone's different. What works for me will work for you, won't work for the next person. So experiment and invest in how do you figure out how to get longer, deeper, better quality sleep. For me, it's reading at night and sleep meditations. Those 2 work well for me. This one is probably number 1 on the list. Break a sweat every day. I'm Couldn't agree more. Break a sweat every day. It is the greatest form of medicine.
100%.
There have been days when I was sick with the flu, and I was sick for like a week straight, and there's like every day this flu kept lingering, and I was tired and lethargic, and I couldn't do anything. And one day I'm like, screw this. I'm not gonna land on this couch anymore. And I got up and I went for a run, which is the last thing you would do before it was Jordan in the final. Yeah, I'm like, Stuart, it's already been like all week. I've been like a piece of nothing. I'm not gonna be a piece of nothing any longer. I'm going for a run, and I went for a run, and I kid you not, I came back and I was in perfect health. The moment I got back to the house, it's like I sweated it out, like I excreted it out of my system through the sweat. And so every bead of sweat takes out with it some form of toxicity, either stress, either anxiety, either true real sickness. Think of sweat as your body's way of exfoliating the toxins. And so when you break a sweat, you release your body of all of the mental, emotional, spiritual toxicity as well. So it's not just physical toxicity.
100%.
Your mental toxicity is all extracted with sweat. And so if you make a habit of sweating every day, it is your mental therapy. Like it is how you fix your mind.
Like 100%. Yeah, exhaust the body, tame the mind.
Yeah. So I make a habit. Every day I start with a really good sweat. And for me it's running. Or I hurt my back not too long ago, so I started doing Pilates classes.
Okay.
And
They'll get you.
don't sleep on Pilates.
They'll get you, man.
I mean, some of the first didn't know you had. I was like, I didn't know I had. Weird. So I started doing, and there's a studio out here called Salt Vault that does hot Pilates. Guaranteed. You think you big and bad.
Right.
Go do a hot Pilates class. It will break you down.
That's right.
I passed out twice. Like literally, I almost passed out twice. But afterwards, you are so drenched because it's like 95 degrees in there, and you're doing like actual work, and like it's like every ounce of water that was inside of me came out of me, and you feel it's like you're high.
Yeah.
Like there's no greater feeling in the world. You just feel happy and you feel accomplished. And so like just go make a habit of just sweating as much as possible. Watch how it fixes the depression. Watch how it fixes anxiety. Watch how it fixes overwhelm. There's no greater mental therapy you can do than sweat.
Totally agree, brother. Nailed it. Well, dude, this has been amazing. Any questions that I didn't ask that you want to get into? Anything else you want to say?
I think we covered a lot. I mean, if I can inspire anyone, then I would say the lasting words I could give is that you can do this. I was not a morning person. I was a night out. I ran the streets. I used to come home at 5 a.m, at 4 a.m. Now I'm the guy on a run, running past the people that's coming home from the clubs. Like I'm looking at the older version of myself. When I used to be on the other side looking at the runner, like, look at this dude, I'd never be him. Now I'm him, right? And you can don't pigeonhole yourself into an identity that doesn't serve you. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be. And it starts with you saying right now, I am a morning hero. And tomorrow you'll wake up at 4:57 a.m.
I'm a morning hero.
There it is. I'm gonna text you, bro. 4:57.
Dude, thank you so much for this. Really appreciate you, man. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.